Good day, guys. Welcome to part 3 of the October 2020 news from the future. So, on part 1 and part 2, we have gone through the two new hero Shoda, and we end with Walnut and part 2. So, on this part 3, we'll be going on the last official information, which is the exclusive item. So first off, we'll be having Renata exclusive helmet. So what you can see at the beginning will be the beginning stats for the magical defense and HP. So apparently this helmet is to boost magical defense and HP. And apparently the helmet have some skills effects. So first, the name, there's a skill called Dragon Chan. So ranging from 3 stars to a maximum of 6 stars. Increase the HP and magical stats by 1% minimum to a maximum of 5% at 6 stars. So okay, next off, the second effect is any buff due to your enemy will last for an additional of plus 110. Okay, and second effect, when her talent is being triggered, she will automatically obtain the skill Imperial Wind. Okay, so Imperial Wind will allows her to have the following 3 effects. So sorry, 2 effects. So first, she will be immune to attack and intelligence reduction. Second, she'll be immune to unable to activate active skill, which all lasts for 2 turns. And not only that, there's a third effect which I'm not sure if it has to do with triggering the Imperial Wind. If it not, it is purely a very good item that once wearing the helm, it will just allow her to be able to have a share of the Meteor Strike faction buff. So kind of like the Heinz exclusive item, which will allow him to receive Princess faction buff. So for Renata, she will be able to receive Meteor Strike buff too. So it's kind of strong and cool for her. And last but not least, another piece of exclusive helmet for Selenica. Well, as a waifu character, she's voiced by the characters of Saber from Fate Stay Nights. Yep, such important details have to be shared. And okay, so moving on to the stats. So again, this helmet, like Renata's helmet, is meant to provide stats for magical defense and HP. Okay, the skills will be Revenging Killer Flame, if I have to translate it, 复仇实验. Okay, Revenge Killer Flame. Okay, so the effect is ranging from 3 to 6 stars. Or should I say the minimum level to the maximum level 50. Okay, pardon, I think the same goes for Renata's item. So sorry if I had that mistake early on. Pardon. Okay, so so minimum of increasing 2% defense to a maximum of 10% defense. Okay, next off, the second effect. When you actively go into a battle, damage deal will increase by 12%. Then the third effect, all buff that is being cast on her. So apparently they didn't write it must be her own skill casting on herself. What is written here is buff being cast on her will extend for an additional 1 turn. Not only that, when under the hibernation mode, all this effect gain, they will not be reduced or lost their turns. So as long as she's under hibernation mode, all faction buff, let's say, will be lasting for 4 turns. They will not be reduced at all. So it is very good and strong, and I hope this will make Zilong much more usable and stronger in futures. Okay, then so two last things to share before moving on to unofficial news. Okay, so this will be the echo of like skin. We will only have a small teaser. Walnut will kind of dress like a cool agent or detective, and okay, Shelda will kind of dress like some sexy Anarchy, I guess. And then they're gonna have the Anarchy tarot card. So the new skin is for Maya or Maya. Okay, I think it should be pronounced as Maya. So this will be her new skin, which I do not know what is being called, but it definitely looks very cool and sexy with her long hair. Okay, so that's all for all official news. So now moving on to some unofficial news. So okay, so as we know, the SP mode, the next character for SP mode will be Sigma. Okay, so from the official part, there is no actual information regarding his skills and class has been disclosed yet, but a user from the Langrisser mobile app channel actually shared that. So this is I can't actually verify if it's gonna be true. So again, I'm gonna call it like unofficial, or maybe it's a rumor. So okay, this will be his new talent, Will of the Exceeder. So the effects will be at least a few. So first effect, when going into battle, attack. Okay, very sorry about it. I'm going to repeat myself. So the talent will be called Will of the Exceeder. So first effect, when going to battle, attack will be increased by 15%. Second, if this turn you have not attacked or been into battle, when you end turn, you will obtain the effect Shadow Killer or Killing Shadows. Pardon me for some of the translations error. Okay, so when you obtain this Shadow Killer effect, I think I'm gonna stick with Shadow Killer. So the effect is your unit's attack range will be increased by 2 squares or tiles, and your movement will be increased by an additional 1 movement. So okay, first 2 effect. Okay, followed by the third effect. Okay, after you have actively attacked your enemy, you will lose the Shadow Killer effect, but instead all damage you receive, all physical damage you have received will be reduced by 30%, and it will last for a turn. Last but not least, a note: the Killer Shadow effect cannot be dispelled. So okay, this is shared by a user which I shall not be named, as I have not obtained his permission, I guess. So okay, this is actually obtained. So this is an unofficial skill effects. Sorry, his talent. So okay, moving on to his skill effects. So one of the skill effects is Hunting Shadow. Okay, as a passive, your skill will increase by 15%. And the second effect, when you have the Killer Shadow effect, when you actively try to attack, your assassin unit or your assassin soldiers or troops will attack together at range with your hero. And if attacking for 3 squares or tiles, you can ignore guard. So if I'm not wrong, back to with his talents, so okay, you'll increase range of your soldiers, your heroes, and they can attack very far, but as long as the attack range is within 3 squares or tiles, all guard will be ignored. Okay, on the second disclosed skill, so will be Killer Shadow Duo. Okay, so first off is an active skill. Teleport to enemy units around them, or if I'm not wrong, is up, down, left, right, each square around them to any square or tiles around or beside them to enemies that have the ranger mark on them. Then deal. So second effect is going to be dealing 1.4 times of damage to the enemy. And third effect, before the battle begins, you will obtain the skill. Units will not have will not be affected by the damage reduction for range units in close combat. So meaning as usual, when an archer is fighting a close combat with any of the close combat units, they will have damage reduction towards the enemy. So apparently these skills will negate that. So it's like having an extreme bow. And these skills last for 2 turns. So okay, next will be the fourth effect. When having the Killer Shadow effects on, so when having this killer effect, the attacking parties, which is Sigma against the enemy, both of their soldiers will not be able to attack, but instead they will attack directly and deal damage directly to the enemy heroes. And after battle, the units will heal back 50% of their HP. Then going on to the fifth effect, you obtain counter damage increased by 50% and mobility increased by 3. It lasts for a turn, and this effect cannot be dispelled. So okay, 5 effect to run up, able to teleport to any enemy besides any enemy with the ranger mark, deal 1.4 times damage to them. Before battle, they will not be affected by the close combat damage reduction or disadvantages. Okay, it lasts for 2 turns, and when you have the Killer Shadow effect in place, two units battling, their soldiers will not be able to attack, and instead they will do damage directly to enemy heroes. And after battle, you heal back 50% of the HP, and counter damage increased by 50%, and an additional +3 to movement speed. I will say this is, damn, this is very, very, very strong and great, man. I think this will increase the fan and usage of Sigma players, and very bad for me, for players like me who do not have Sigma. Oh my god, this is very bad. And okay, but the thing is, right now there has not been any disconfirmation on how many turns it takes for the killer shadow to be reset, or is it a one-time thingy. So hope in future more news will come out. Okay, so next, okay, so that's all for the unofficial or rumored talent and skill for the SP Sigma. Okay, last but not least, a rumored information on the upcoming collaboration after the big hit on Overlord. Some people may or may not know this crest, but I'm going to show you guys before we're going to end this video. So okay, so this will be the upcoming class and hero that's going to be introduced on the collaboration, if this is true and not some fake design made by mischievous players. This is a robot icon and is from a late 80s anime shown in Japan. It first started off in 1988. So if you look at the top word, it write long one. Ryo Maru, okay, is in Japanese pronounced as Ryo Maru. For anyone who are actually young, you might not know, but anyone who has been past or overpassed their age of 20 to 30 years old by 2020, you might know this anime. So last but not least, gonna show you guys. So yep, it is this anime. So the anime is actually called Machine Eiyu Densetsu Wata, protagonist of the show. So yep, it's the kid who is holding the sword, and yep, our hero here is actually a fourth grader. And I think I got to correct myself. The show is actually called Machine Eiyu Den Wataru. And okay, so yep, it's actually an isekai show. If I can actually remember, it's actually the first isekai I managed to watch back in 1990s. It was actually shown overseas, but actually it started airing on 1988 in Japan. And yep, so a quick showcase of the characters. Top right will be a comedy characters. He's actually called Mr. Tsurigibe, or you can call him the weapon master. He's actually a guardian of the protagonist team. So he's actually a comedy character who always use a cell phone to contact his robot to assist him, but the robot in some occasions fail to show up or is late due to reasons like dating, traffic jam, and so on. Then bottom right will be his friend and rival Torao, which means Tiger King. And bottom left will be Himiko, the female leading character, and she's actually voiced by the very famous voice actress Megumi Hayashibara, who is most well known for her role in the anime Evangelion as Ayanami Rei. So if you're a fan of that voice actress, you might want to rewatch this show, because the good news is that this show has a few seasons or series, but this year 2020 Sunrise actually make a new OVA for the show. So if you guys want, you can watch at the official Sunrise YouTube channel. So yep. And yep, the leading characters actually summons the shows actually is have a lot of reference towards RPG elements like Dungeons and Dragons and other tactical RPG games. So it's quite fun to watch. So it's just a it's both isekai and RPG game like story. And yep, they summon robots to fight, but the robots actually is not as tall as Gundam. The fact is that the robot, if I can remember correctly, they are just one third the size, or if not even smaller than the size of Gundam. Usually it's around a few times the height of a normal human. So yep, the male leading will be piloting the robot called Ryomaru, which means the Dragon King, and the robot actually takes on different forms and version in the different part of a series. It can actually transform to many types of colors and shape. So in case everyone will be wondering, this collaboration, if it is true, might not fit in well with Langrisser. I'm afraid to say that it actually will do, because a lot of fans actually don't remember well, or might not remember well, that in the world of Elite, which is the world of Langrisser, there are actually robots. They are known as ancient tags, and these robots are known as guy frames. So so if this collab is to occur, I would kind of suspect maybe Gizarov will be the villain behind this collaboration, and he will be summoning guy frames, and our leading characters might be piloting their robots to save the world of Languisers. And like Langrisser, we have the goddess Luceris. The male lead is being summoned to this world by the goddess to protect and save them from the evil. So yep. So yeah, if you guys are interested, you can watch the show. And if you have any questions or queries, do like the channel and write anything below in the comment sections. So this is Kami signing off, and goodbye.